Hi there, welcome. What we're doing today is we're on a special trip because we're going to be reviewing my new tent, which is the MSR Hubba NX1. Yeah, I mean, for decades I've had the same model of tent, two in a row. Well, both have been North Face tadpoles, which is a two-man tent, and I liked them because the amount of space you got in them was quite good based on the amount they weighed, which I think is a good way to prioritise the tents you choose rather than just going lightweight. Unfortunately, the North Face tadpole, which I've loved for years and is the best tent ever, they've stopped making it eventually, so I had to start thinking about what were the alternatives. There's a general rule with tents that you buy one up from what you theoretically need, so you know, a two-person tent if there's one of you, three-person if there's two of you, and so on. It's quite a good rule. What you need to think about, I think, with a one-man tent, the way most of them are designed is essentially to provide you with a foxhole to get in at night. Really, it's a horrible experience in a one-man tent, so get something a bit bigger. And that's kind of the thinking that led me on to the choice that I've made, even though the choice I've made is a one-man tent. MSR, they do two potential tents that I was looking at, both one man, but roomy. The less expensive is the Elixir, which they do in one-person size, two-person size, three-person size. The Elixir uses old-fashioned sort of semi-geodesic technology. You have two long poles that overlap each other in a couple of places. They give the tent its strength and also its space. It's a technology I quite like. So that was quite high up on my list of possibles. But then I started comparing it with the Hubba, and particularly on weight. So the tent I have decided to buy and have bought is the MSR Hubba NX1, but this one is the hub frame, which is kind of the modern trend. To have a hub frame involves having less actual pole, rather than having three poles that overlap each other. You have one long central kind of ridge pole and then a hub from that onto whatever number of smaller poles it is, so it means there's actually less pole needed, which is part of the reason why the Hubba is lighter than the Elixir. The other reason being the fabric, and it's just generally built to a much lighter standard. As I do more and more cycling, and sort of as I start wanting to cycle further, I am looking ways to save a bit of weight, but I also enjoy camping, and I don't want to sort of sacrifice weight and sacrifice comfort to too great a degree. So the Hubba is definitely, I think, a good compromise choice, and that's the reason why it's the first sort of one-man tent I've actually bothered with. Yeah, so what we're doing today is just to practice with the tent, get a feel for it. We're cycling to my favourite sort of Sussex campsite, which is Grafham, which is a camping and caravanning club site, which, I mean, it's good, they're not expensive, and they particularly favour backpackers and cyclists. So yeah, I've no regrets at the moment about any aspect of it, and like I say, once I've done it a few times and once I've used it a few times, I'll learn where to put things best. Sort of that it was so easy on the first out. The room in the porch there is very ample, so you can have quite a lot under there and still have plenty of room to get in and out of the tent through the entrance. In the case of the MSR Hubba NX1, I'd read up carefully on it. I'd seen other Hubbas in the flesh, so I knew fairly well what I was getting, and having got this one, I'd have to say I wasn't disappointed at all.